Up next on Lion TV, we have Kat Berman here to shine some spotlight on one of our Searcy High School choir members. Following that, we have Brooklyn Shaver bringing us some insight on our local Humane Society.
And me, Curtis Stevens, with next week's weather updates. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Good morning, Searcy High. Welcome back to Lion TV. I'm Chandler Hopper.
And I'm Abigail Ray. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. Let's dive right into some announcements.
Students coming in late, the school must check in at the East or West office. This is not for students that have internships, just those coming in late from home or some sort of appointment.
The Searcy High School Care Closet has clothing and hygiene products free of charge for any student. It is open every school day. For clothing or hygiene emergencies, please talk to a teacher, the nurse, or the office. To make an appointment, please complete the Google form if you have any questions about the Care Closet. Go to room 204 or email jmeansct@searcyschools.org.
Girls and Boys State is a week-long civics education program designed to give a hands-on experience to our state's future leaders. Students will build a fully functioning mock government and delve into specialized fields that interest them, such as law, media, and public service. Girls State is May 24th through 29th at Hardy University. Boys State is May 24th through 29th at the University of Central Arkansas. Interested juniors need to see Miss Pence in the counselor's office to register. The deadline for registration is Thursday, March 19th.
Seniors, be sure and check your Schoology frequently for local scholarships that are open, including trade schools, technology schools. They are paper copies in the counselor's office available to pick up.
Hey Abby, do you like animals?
Yes, I do, and we have Brooklyn Shaver here to show us some cute little friends from the Humane Society.
The Humane Society has a set of protocols to when an animal arrives, they fulfill their needs to make sure that their adoption runs smoothly. The caretakers put so much love and devotion into ensuring the best for the animals so that they can have a forever home.
They have to be healthy. We won't knowingly adopt out an animal that's sick or anything. They have to be at least 8 weeks old. We won't put them out for adoption before they're 8 weeks old. We want to make sure they're established and healthy and everything.
Most animals that come in here are adoptable. Some are a little more energetic than others. Some are a little more laid back.
Though the caretakers have a special place in their hearts for these animals, they find more fulfillment in seeing them be adopted, though that isn't always the case for some animals.
So my longest term dog right now is Becca. She's been here for 9 months. And the next longest term dog behind Becca would be Betty. And then I've got an adorable litter of puppies.
Cracker Jack was adopted from us as about an 8-week-old puppy. He was returned to us at 6 months old. He turned out to be a really, really good dog. He loves other dogs. He plays so well with other dogs. Another one that we've got that's been here a while is Jackie. Jackie's a sweet girl. She's a couple of years old, but she's so sweet. People that come in that she doesn't know, she's a little timid and shy with, but once she comes around, you can really see her personality come out, and she is an awesome, awesome dog. Another one that we've got is little Tater Tot. He is another one. He was adopted from us as a puppy and then brought back when he was, I think, 9 or 10 months old. He's got a big personality.
Although not all of their stories are known and some may be tragic, the Humane Society ensures that the animals can receive the loving family that they deserve.
A lot of the times they kind of just come to us with a blank space. We're not really sure. Animal control picks them up running loose. We do have, some where we're able to get a little bit more information where it's like an owner was arrested and was never able to get out of jail or is going to be in jail for a long stint, so they come up available for adoption and they have to surrender them.
Some of the ones that are picked up as strays, we figure out later on that maybe they had an owner at some point and the owner called them in as a stray sometimes even.
Creating a schedule for the animals can dismiss any anxieties that the animals may have, creating a calm and loving environment.
We have everybody on a pretty good routine so they know what to expect every day, which helps them get used to everything when they get here. We get in, everybody gets fed first thing at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we just get them out of their kennels for a couple of hours while we clean.
As soon as we feed the dogs, we take our play groups out, then we spray out all the kennels, sanitize, rinse, clean, get everybody set up with their new kennels and everything. And while that's happening, there's one person that's doing all the cats and they're cleaning out the kennels, giving out food and water, sanitizing everything.
So my favorite that I thought would already be out of here is probably King. He's just about a year old right now, but he's just one of those all-around good puppies.
The litter of 5 puppies they've been available for almost a month. They're all still here, and I don't get it. They're very confident, very friendly, beyond the cute puppies. We've got a very good dog named Skippy. He's got short little legs. He's only a couple years old, and he's been here. He got adopted for a very short stint and then got brought back. Cats go a lot faster. I think it's just because they're easier for people to take care of, so that people are more interested in adopting a cat than a dog. You can adopt a cat and then go on a vacation pretty easy. It's a little bit more difficult if you have a dog.
The cats just kind of hang out. We check on them throughout the day. We play with them throughout the day. We have a lot of people that come in to visit throughout the afternoon, and they'll stop and say hi to all the cats on the way in and everything.
These animals have lots of love and affection. The only thing that they need now is a forever home. If you have any interest in adopting a furry friend, please reach out to the Humane Society to adopt a pet today. Now let's send it back to the news desk.
Animals are great companions.
Indeed they are. Thanks, Brooklyn.
A suspect is now in custody in connection with the deadly shooting that occurred during a private gathering early Sunday morning in Fordyce. According to a statement from the Fordyce Police Department, investigators working alongside the Arkansas State Police Criminal Investigation Division were able to identify the suspect in the shooting at Ladarius Deshaun Johnson of Pine Bluff. Police say a judge signed an arrest warrant Tuesday afternoon, and the Marshal Service apprehended Johnson shortly afterward. The shooting occurred around 3:00 a.m. during a 40th birthday celebration when officers responded to reports of gunfire. Upon arrival, police found an adult male suffering from gunshot wounds.
The Afghan national accused of shooting 2 National Guard members in Washington, D.C. in November has placed not guilty Rahmatullah Lakawal, 29, is accused of shooting West Virginia National Guard Army Statistical Process Control Sarah Beckstorm and U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. Beckstrom succumbed to her injuries while Wolf was crucially injured and remains hospitalized. DOJ prosecutors told Judge Emmett Mehta on Wednesday that the death penalty had not been taken off the table, though none of the charges Lakanwal is facing are death penalty eligible. However, DOJ prosecutors said that they are considering all potential charges and pursuing those options, including a superseding indictment which could potentially include charges that could bring the death penalty into play.
A Missouri woman pleaded guilty to state charges in the murder of a Benton County woman and her unborn child on Wednesday. Judge Brad Karen accepted Waterman's plea of guilty on 2 counts of capital murder during a court hearing. An ABC affiliate reported as part of her plea agreement, Waterman was required to provide more information to prosecutors and investigators to fill in the gaps with their investigation. Law enforcement says Waterman lured a 33-year-old Ashley Bush to a fake job interview in October 2022, where she shot her, cut the baby from her womb, and tried to burn her body in Missouri. The Department of Justice said Waterman planned to claim Bush's baby as her own. Waterman has been sentenced to 2 courts of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The sentences will be served consecutively after her federal sentence.
This cold weather has me freezing.
Same. Let's send it over to Curtis Stevens for some weather updates.
Good morning, Searcy High School. I'm Curtis Stevens here for your weather update. Today it will be sunny with a high of 72, 6% chance of rain, wind blowing west-northwest at 12 miles per hour with a humidity of 49%, and your sun rose at 7:02 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight it will be clear with a low of 32, mixed precipitation of 7%, winds blowing north-northeast at 9 miles per hour with a humidity of 71%, and your sun will set at 5:40 p.m. On to the almanac. The last 7 days, the average has been a high of 61, low of 13. Monthly average of precipitation is 3.90 and a month to date of 0 inches. On to the 5cast. On Saturday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 52, a low of 31, and a 9% chance of rain. On Sunday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 65, a low of 40, and a 6% chance of rain. On Monday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 71, a low of 52, and a 7% chance of rain. On Tuesday, it will be afternoon showers with a high of 69, a low of 44, and a 24% chance of rain. And on Wednesday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 66, a low of 39, and 24% chance of rain. Cersei, be ready to look out for that rain on that gorgeous Tuesday. I'm Curtis Stevens, sending it back to the news desk.
All this weather talk is making me hungry. Do you know what's for lunch today?
I do. Today for lunch we'll be having boneless chicken wings, classic cheese pizza, fajita marinated chicken, classic American cheeseburger, buffalo ranch chicken, fresh whole fruit, and milk.
That sounds good. Make sure to always show your appreciation to your lunch ladies for all they do.
The choir here at SHS are very talented singers.
Yes, they are.
Good thing we have Kat Berman here to introduce us to a certain choir member in this week's Line of the Week.
Welcome back to a new episode of Line of the Week, and today I have a very special guest here today, Elizabeth Boney, who will be telling us a little bit about the girls' choir. So Elizabeth, tell me a little bit about yourself and your experience with the choir.
I've been in choir for since junior high, and my experience with choir has been very lovely. I've made so many new friends from choir. My director, Miss Thomas, is very experienced, and she's very good at what she does, and she's very supportive to her students.
What made you want to join the choir?
I developed a passion for singing really young. Some family members that had been singers in their previous careers, and it's always been a part of my life.
What were your first impressions?
My first impressions of choir is it was a lot of movement, a lot of dancing, learning the rhythms and learning the notes and learning how to read music in general was a big part of it. And at first I wasn't really good at it, but through dedication and practicing and taking my time, I learned basically everything that I needed to learn.
Are there any requirements to join the choir, or can anybody join?
As far as I know, anybody can join. We have all region and all state auditions, which aren't required, but they are encouraged.
What do you consider your biggest weakness, and how are you working to improve it?
I think my biggest weakness is taking judgment from other people. I've always been a very insecure person when it comes to singing, and there's a lot of challenges that come with overcoming a fear, like, public performance and things like that, and fearing that people will just judge you no matter what. I'm overcoming it by just not worrying about what other people think and doing my own thing.
Alright, and finally, what do you think about your fellow classmates and your teacher, Miss Thomas?
All of my classmates are really sweet. I love talking to them every day, and it's always a fun experience. As far as my teacher, Miss Thomas, I think she is the best choir teacher I've ever had.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. Well, Cersei, that's all the time left in this week's Line of the Week. I'm Kat Bremen, sending it back to the anchors at the news desk.
Thanks, Kat.
It's always nice to hear some talented voices.
Hey Chandler, I heard the girls had their first conference win Tuesday night.
Yes, Caden Torres is here to tell us more about this.
Good morning, Cersei. Let's get right into the sports announcements. In local news, the Lady Lions basketball team had a great game Tuesday, going against West Memphis Blue Devils with a lead of 22-11 going into half. The Lions end the game winning their first conference game 54-37. The boys played it tough with a score of 18-32 going into half and ending the game with the Lions losing 54-47. The girls wrestling had regionals this past Saturday. The 12 girls medaled and will be going to state. The boys wrestling regionals will be tomorrow at the Lion Arena, which will be streamed. We will update next week. In national news, last night in college basketball, Portland pulled off a major upset, beating number 6 Gonzaga 87-80. Joel Foxwell led the Pilots with 27 points, while Graham Ike had 24 points and 10 rebounds for Gonzaga. The win snapped Gonzaga's long winning streak and marked Portland's first victory over a top 10 team. In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder 116-106. Keldon Johnson scored 25 points and Victor Wembanyama added 22 points and 14 rebounds as San Antonio controlled the game throughout. Oklahoma City, playing short-handed, was led by Kenrich Williams with 25 points and Jalen Williams with 24 points and 12 rebounds. In the NFL Pro Bowl games this week, the NFC defeated the AFC 65-52 in high-scoring flag football matchup in San Francisco. The NFC mounted a comeback after trailing earlier in the game and pulled away late in the second half. Jalen Hurts threw multiple touchdown passes, and Dak Prescott also contributed several scores through the air to lead the offense. Defensively, Antoine Winfield Jr. made a key interception late and earned defensive MVP honors, while George Pickens was named offensive MVP for big plays and touchdown catches. The win continued the NFC's recent dominance in the Pro Bowl's new flag football format. That's all the sports updates I have for you, Cersei. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Caden.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, Cersei. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Abigail Ray.
And I'm Chandler Hopper. See you next week, Cersei.